Alright guys, Gen Con has concluded, and you knew with that a lot of card prices were going to shift, especially because there's a new deck on the horizon here. It's not necessarily new, but it was modified to be faster to beat the current 2-deck meta that we all thought that we were in. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and go over all of the current prices right now. Of course, these are going to be fluctuating really quickly here, so you may want to jump in as soon as you can. Now, I will say, if you're looking for Kasatrias for cheap, you've already missed the boat on that one. But before we begin, guys, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, guys, one thing I want to talk about is these stores skyrocketing the starter decks. Of stores putting their starter deck prices at $75 for Heroic Beginnings, around $50, maybe even going up now more for Wings of Advance, and we're looking at about $45 to $40 for Zeon's Rust and Seed Strike. That is a insane price to put on a starter deck, because you're gonna have a brand new player who wants to play the Gundam card game go up to these boxes and say it's way too much, and then sit down and have a conversation, and then your boy me overhears them sad and mad about like not being able to play the Gundam card game, or they missed out. And that's what it is the whole point of the game to like make these prices high and then like a week later make them impossible. So like, oh look, you missed the boat, now you can't even play the game. Think about it, guys. If Heroic Beginnings cost $75 and you wanted to bring you and a friend, or maybe you and your significant other, to play the game, it will cost you $75, at least $40 more to play another like Seed Strike, to even just start and play with each other. Okay, let's have a friendly starter deck match. You're already in over $100 for 2 starter decks. And guess what? Let's say the game is fun. Man, this was really enjoyable. Let's go ahead and play more. The most recommended thing to do is what? Buy another starter deck of that same one, so you can at least have the easiest entryway. That is now impossible. Why would you do something like that now? It is quite insane. And I knew it was going to happen because they included that little pack. And look at the prices going up here. The score 6 not even that high, but look what they're doing with these. These are not selling at these prices, but that's what they're going off of. They're going off the fact that Unforeseen Incident could possibly be $64. And look at this, $39.69. That is just such a troll price, guys. That is a troll price. What are we doing right now? And the stores are following this. These brick and mortar stores that are under Bandai contract are literally just saying like, you know, we don't care about you guys, we don't care about the customers, we don't actually need to try to get more customers. These mom and pop stores, they need to try to get customers, they need to try to retain their customers. We don't, because most of our customer base is now online. Even still, these are the random packs. Sure, if you want to deck out your deck and you want to have the price to do this, by all means, guys, go ahead and buy these cards. But the thing I will try to say is, do not buy these starter decks from these stores that are marketing up even the $40 for the Heroic Beginning, $75. It is a perceived value. So they can look at you and say, oh, what if you pull the Unforeseen Incident out of your plus pack? Then it'll be worth more than $75. Not everyone is buying these cards, these starter decks, to just resell them. These starter decks are for new players to get into a brand new game here. That is what they are for. And that's it. You're putting up these gates from new players entering, and I'm seeing it live, and it sucks because I have a YouTube page that now is showing off Gundam card game. People want to get into it, but they cannot. It sucks. I would recommend this, guys, and it's kind of sad for me to say, but like you might just have to like just play very, very casually and just play with proxies. But playing some proxies, I would rather you proxy the decks, guys, or at least use the Bandai app to alleviate yourself from cost. If you're just curious about playing the game, go ahead and do it that way. And if you're not curious about the game and you're actually kind of serious, I will just go in here and start approaching some of these prices. You know what? We're just gonna skip all past these. I want to give no grace to them. I'm not even gonna click into them. It's whatever. I'm quite honestly, shame on these troll prices. But look at the let's look at the non-plus prices. So if you want 4 Steel, that's gonna be 40 cents. You want 4 GMs, that's gonna be $1. You know, pick up a playset. Getting a playset of legendary rares for under $5, that's going to be pretty good there. So go ahead and do that. This is a really, really good card to buy it for 50 cents. Try to find the local stores, or at least your friends, or that are already playing, or some players that may have bulk. Players who've bought 2 starter decks will have extras of a lot of these cards here. So see if you can, you know, I won't say charity, but like go ahead and help your fellow players out, guys. If you have these extra cards kind of laying around, I know you don't need to use the extra 2 thoroughly damage you have, the extra 2 Kai's Resolve you have, guys. Go ahead and hand those out. But real quick, let's take a look at the box cost here. We are still in the overinflated, gouged prices. This isn't like not allowed in America, but of course there are some underlying agreements that stores have to follow. You can see there's a little spike here. I think this is still a kind of frustrating moment. I think there's a lot of people are banking on, you can't fight scalpers if you feed the scalpers. You just can't. So it's not dependent on the system trying to knock down scalpers. It's depending on you, whether or not you buy into it or not. But moving on. But that's essentially like what this whole series is about, right? It's kind of just using your better judgment to make better calls here. So here are the prices on the alts, and we do have a rise in the show and resolve. This card actually dipped down to like $45 at one point here. And of course, Overflow and Affection is still holding true because it's part of both of the green, white, and blue, white list. Marita Cruz is slowly crawling up, and she, as you can see, she has a bounce off the bottom because that is the day of, this is the weekend of Gen Con, and now we have the lowest at $70. Let's see here, are they selling at 70? Yes, they are selling at 70 all day. Take a look at the dates, guys. These are all sales from just the weekend alone. And before the weekend started, we were at $55, and now we are like plus $15 to $13. Another noticeable change is the Kasatsu now being at $72. Of course, it's having a bounce off the bottom. It's just what it is. When these events come up and you hear the new deck, everyone's gonna want to flock to it. Now, guys, you knew this was a deck for the longest time. I was wondering why you was opting to pay the now $45 for the Wing Zero, or the now almost $40 plus. Market price is almost $50 for the Death Sight. And here we have the Kshatriya herself. As you see, the major bounce off the ground. Boom, like a bouncer ball, like just skyrocket all the way up. We were this card was rocking at $22. People were losing hope in this card. Battle of the Aces. I just picked up this card. I was talking about how this card is all right. We have a major bounce off the floor. I don't know how many of these are actually running in the list here, but it makes sense that everything's spreading damage, and then of course setting it up for Battle of the Aces. This is actually a must include card in that deck. Quite honestly, just how it works. You're having so many cards that deal damage to something, setting this card up. It doesn't really work that well in Zaft. It just works with the Aegis Gundam, knocking out Freedom Gundam. So that's kind of like the theme of this card, but I feel like it works best in, of course, the Kshatriya list. Let's see if the sales, are they actually selling at that price? Yep. We look at the dates, guys. We have on the 2nd, people notice that this thing is popping off. Let's go ahead and pull down and throw back up. We are almost double price, triple price here from the 7, from that being the 7. And this card looks pretty good in person, not gonna lie. I was able to pick this up at least literally during that weekend when it was $18, but the fact that it just tripled in price just the day after is kind of insane. And of course, the Unicorn Banshee mode on that bounce off. If you guys didn't pick this card up when it was like around like $5, you guys missed it. See, this is where the FOMO should really be. You guys are running to these boxes like for $250. Like you must get the boxes when you could be looking at the singles and getting them on at the good prices when they're down. But now this thing is bounced up. That's almost triple in price there, and it's only probably going to go up. That's the lowest listing here. As you can see, we are now at triple price range. Marita Cruz, just peeking her head at the bottom here. Her price has been fluctuating, so she's been sitting around from the $5 to $8 range. So I would say if you think Marita Cruz is worth the $5, go ahead and pick her up. She is a normal rare, so this isn't like truly an impossible card to get. But so if you're not buying boxes anymore, buying packs, or having events that are actually giving away packs, because a lot of these stores are being stingy with their packs, guys. They're like, here's $10 entry, but all we're going to give you is the participation pack and a handshake. And maybe a picture on our Facebook, and you don't get anything else. Or you can get some store credit. You get a lot of store credit. In my personal opinion, if your store does not have packs and you're giving away credit, what do I need the credit for? Another notable rise is the talk of Zaft decks going up. Now, I don't know if it's just because your boy was doing well with Zaft, and all of a sudden the conversations are now flurrying. I've had players approach me to show me like, hey, here's my Zaft list. Let me know what you think about it. Now, your boy hasn't posted his list because I don't want you guys to just copy and paste. I kind of want to build a different community where you guys are actually thinking for yourselves, bouncing ideas off each other, having actual conversations, and actually reading the cards for what they are and understanding it so you can actually just become better players yourselves. We have Dual Gundam Assault Shroud now at $27. That is insane. I should have picked these up when they were at the bottom. I did it to myself, guys. Look at this. $12 now is double in price. We had the major bounce off the floor. Boom, like a bouncy ball. All the way back up. About to almost shoot up back to where it was. I think it's actually going to reach its peak price. I think we have $16 sold here, and now we are sitting at $27. Now, is it selling at this price here? So we have $22 as the last major sale, $20. Hard to see here. Maybe a lot of guys who hold this card, they've really just been treating this as like minimal trade fodder. So right now, so we don't have much sales at the $20 range. So technically, I would say, guys, this card is not worth $28. And quite frankly, it really isn't. See, now this is what I expected from this card at the start. We have major bounce off the ground here, going up to $20. We only have 5 listings here, maybe because they're just actually scarce. Not many stuff going up here, guys. So maybe now's the time to stop trying to flex on people and maybe get that rent paid by throwing up your Zaku resources. And let's just take a look at this page here, guys. So as you can see, We have some slight glow up, some slight glow downs. We have Lego. I believe he's kind of holding steady with a slight glow up. We have Gundam Ariel slowly going down. My man Shamlo going from $10 to $20. Do we put this as a one-up in our Marina cruise list? I'm not really sure. I don't see why not. Quite honestly, you have all dropping this with all the weenies, would make this a lot easier to perform. Is it selling at this price? No, 9. So we we have Swift at the top here, $8 right there, and we have Sane in the range. So not quite $96 so far. The artwork does look good. It looks actually incredible. This card, like I said, if I had this card, this would be one of the cards I might actually keep, because I don't think I would actually be able to resell. I think the resale value for me at that point wouldn't be enough. And yes, I had to talk about, we have Buster Gundam here going up, having his day, going from $4, doubling in price. Now, doubling in price still only puts him at $8. Are we selling at $8, guys? Look at that. Look at that bounce off. Is it because your boy? Or is it just because, long story short, everyone is just tired of seeing green, blue, white, blue, green, blue, white, blue? Quite frankly, your boy is tired of it. I'm a rogue player, and it's just one of those things where it's just like kind of exhausting to see. But anyways, are we selling at this price? Dun-dun-dun. Oh, actually, we kind of are. Look at that. We have almost an entire weekend, guys, where we're at least above $10. There's the last one on the 6th, too. All right, and just so we can take a snapshot of what the LR prices are looking like, we have some rises up from the Sharizakus. We have Gundam going way down, kind of holding steady around the 35 range, but we have, of course, the Wing Gundam and Ailstrike popping up. We have our boy Aegis Gundam kind of just floating down, going down, 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 because a lot of players that play Xaft are actually not preferring this card. They play Ailstrike actually as their top end, if they're playing that, or even just Dual Gundam Assault Shroud, which is actually a more affordable price, even at its alternate art here. But like, look at this. This is, of course, like what they're going off of. What if the random customer happens to get this? And I don't like when they're treating this as a market or as a gambling scene, guys. Us trading card game players, guys, we gotta like either just stop taking it in the bud. Stop just like taking this, and we gotta start doing something about it. All right, for the last portion of the series here, we're gonna talk about some of the promo cards. We have the EX resource. This is from the Mobile Gundam base that was running around here. I think you can also get this from certain events. For some reason, we actually didn't get like the actual Gundam base resources. They actually handed these ones out when they came here in Florida. And as you can see here, we had a major bounce off the ground here. This being at $50 is crazy, but like I have no clue how else to actually get this card. I will say, is this card selling at $50? Boom, we have this thing selling, look at that, 5 for $60. So we have boom, everything selling for 50. So yes, this card is essentially a $50 card. You can see the bounce off the ground. I actually have a couple of these versions. Shit, I'm gonna have to let this go. All right, guys, so we're gonna end things off here here's just a listing of some of the beta card prices. This is just quite insane, and yeah, maybe it was Bandai's idea to release these betas and kind of have the same thing that kind of like how Magic the Gathering betas happened, where it was just a one-time print and that's all you're ever going to get. Will we ever see these again? Maybe not. Quite honestly, are they worth these prices? To me, no way. But are they selling? They actually are. So if you're ever to get in the beta and you ever picked up some of these cards here, congratulations, guys, you did it. That's awesome. Your boy wished he could. I tried, never got in there because it just wasn't enough. But anyways, I'm just gonna let that set with you. Go ahead in the comments down below, guys. Let's have a conversation about it. How do you feel about some of these card prices going up? Yes, of course, some of these are natural when it comes to tournaments, the winning deck, and a lot of people just wanted to gravitate towards these certain lists and try these cards. And of course, the demand's gonna go up. So of course, the card's gonna go up. $30 to $40 for certain just legendary rares is still pretty insane, guys. We are only just a week and a half after the release of Gundam, and already people are being majorly priced out. But also, I want to have a conversation down below, guys. How you feel about these stores? And go ahead and post your local stores, maybe not their names. I'm not trying to do all that just yet. Not on my channel. Not gonna put names in there. I can't control what you guys type. Go ahead and let us know down below if you are having a similar problem. Obviously, as you can tell from the prices here, guys, life could be hard out there, but keep your head up, keep moving forward, and most importantly, let nothing stop you. Peace out, guys. For more Gundam TCG content, check out these videos right here. And for Mecha and Gundam content, check out these videos right here.